This is Life Prepper here, and I got a question. Simple. Is preppers on the list? Now, we talk about it among us and stuff on the sites and things that we are on the list. And there's been issues in the government over someone wanting to pass a law declaring preppers as terrorists if something should happen and SHTF does happen, and martial law is declared, which would give them the right to go into the homes and take everything you own and arrest you and place you in the FEMA camps because you would be considered a threat to the government, to the country. So are you on the list? I think it's very possible. I think the minute we post anything or we express our point of views, we have people, that are considered high risk in their opinion. Then we have those that's considered medium risk. Then we have those that's considered a low risk. So they're going to go after the high risk ones first if a martial law is ever declared. If they do pass this bill they've been fighting back and forth on to declare preppers as terrorists in the event that something should happen, and they can go in there and take everything they own and then arrest them because of this. Each day our rights is getting taken away from us more and more. Each day, like I said, the homeless are being chased out. People are being forced from their homes. People can't get work. People, every day, things seem to be something going on. And it seems to be, it's more about cutting costs. Retirement age is raised. For me, it's 67.8 months. A lot of people would be 70 years. Now they're trying to raise it to 70 years. And why? Because of Social Security. So they say the excuse is we live longer. We're healthier. But what it is, the longer they keep you working, the less Social Security they got to pay you out. That's the purpose of that. And as preppers, we all feel something just ain't quite right. So we turn around and we prep things up. Whether it's extra water or extra food, or some of the people who uses ammunition and stuff. Now, like I say, I don't own a gun, but I can use this and I can take care of myself the best way I can, because you know what? If I don't have bullets to shoot in a gun, then the gun ain't going to do me no good except maybe hit someone with it. So I have to, figure out ways to take care of me. So, and for me, it's just back to getting to basics, to getting back to nature, to learning how to live off the land, how to take care of things, how to recycle things, how to live with nothing if we have to. Now, that's for my goal. But there's others, and there's communions who have went to they get themselves certified, they get themselves trained how to use a gun, how to be able to build this, how to build that. To be self-efficient, they put bars on their windows. They moved out to isolated areas because they don't want to be around other people in case things does happen. They just want to be left alone. Just leave me alone. Don't bother me. Go about your business. But those there are probably considered high threats to them because they're out there on a 30-acre farm or a 100-acre farm or whatever it is, or they're out in the middle of nowhere. So we're up in Wisconsin or the Utah or Colorado mountains or wherever they choose to live at, in Arkansas or Arizona, whatever. You got a group of 100 or so people or whatever in this group of family members and stuff. They all live in there. And they got all this other stuff. Well, you're considered a threat. If martial law ever gets declared, if they do pass the law that they'll be debating back and forth on about declaring preppers as terrorists, doomsday preppers as terrorists is what they call us, doomsday preppers. So they have got a list, and I really do believe they do, because every time we post anything on a prepper site, a group of how we feel about anything, they're aware of it. We don't know how many preppers, so they say, it's just the same way as these sites here, these grown people who pretend they're children and they're predators on our children's site. They pretend they're something they're not to get people information. They call it catting. So they want to get information out of somebody and find their passwords, find their codes, find their life. How do we know we don't have people as on our sites or catting? They're saying they're preppers. We don't know. Because, some of them we've never even met. A lot of them we ain't never met. But so are we. And what level are we considered? Are you considered a high risk level, a medium risk level, or a low risk level? I don't have nothing for them. I don't have no guns or anything, so I wouldn't serve much of a purpose on them. To them, I would probably be considered a low risk, because for me, it's just basically living off the land, my herbs and everything, and making do what I've got. But you know what? They could still come into my house and take my food and water in the name of the government, in the name of the people, because all that has to go into a storage facility. They're going to go to all these houses and they're going to take everybody's food, everybody's water. They're going to lock it down, and we're going to ration it out. So then they're going to turn around and they're going to go around and say they're going to go, the government's going to give out food, they're going to help people and all that. Say it does happen. Well, after a while, they're going to not have the food, because then they're going to start worrying about themselves. So those that they consider threats could very well possibility wind up in FEMA camp, just like during World War II when the Japanese people, the Asian people, end up in a lockdown, because even though many of them was born here in the United States, they was considered a threat. Just as they considered Germans a threat, as they considered Russian descent threats. They considered a lot of them threats during that war, and they placed them under lockdown and had arrested many of them for crimes that they didn't even commit. So this is what we're looking at. So are you on the list? Most likely I am. They probably don't think I'm a serious threat, because I don't sit here and I don't know nothing about which gun is which is that. I just know how to point and shoot. But I don't own a gun. Would I like to have a gun? Well, sure. But it's not on my list, because when it comes to surviving, my point of view is once I run out of the bullets, then I'm screwed. The gun ain't going to do me no good. So I've got to think about this. I can use this to get me through. Plus, I can't afford it. And they're getting tighter and tighter. Every time you buy a gun, your name's on that list. You got to pass all the standards. Can I pass it? Sure. I don't have no records. I can get me a gun anytime I want one. But then I have to go through all this red tape. And then I have to try to get the ammunition, because they're making it harder and harder to get the ammunition. So what they're going to do is go after those that they declare as doomsday preppers, those who has several rounds of ammunition, several rounds of guns. They know they have this. They know they have reloaders. They know they have all this stuff. They'll take them away from them. They will go in there and they'll claim everything in the name of the people, because it's martial law. It's declared, and they're not allowed to have this in their possession. So we're going to take it from you, and you are considered a high risk, and we are going to place you in a camp for safety reasons. Safety until all this passes. And then you can go home. But then when you go home, you say, what about my stuff? So, oh, no. It belongs to the government now. It's the same way when they confiscate things in drug raids, like the DEA and other things. They confiscate everything a person owns, and then they put it up for auction. They confiscate. They have $1 million in a bag. Where does all that money go? But at the same time, they're cutting benefits. They're cutting help to the veterans. They're cutting help to the people who are mentally ill. They're cutting help to rehab centers. They're cutting help. They're cutting help to homeless shelters for people and places to feed people. They're sitting there saying, well, sorry. But then again, they're sitting there saying, you're on my list. You are a high rating threat. No, you're about a medium threat. But I'm still going to keep an eye on you. I think you're about a medium threat, but I want to keep an eye on you. But you just do a lot of showing stuff and how you make things and all this stuff. You're not too much of a threat. I'm not worried about you right now. But you I'm worried about, because you're the one I know has got 400 guns. Yeah, you done bought a bunch of guns. I've got all your records right here. You're the one that's been on YouTube or been on your own website or Facebook, talking about all this stuff, showing these people how to do these things. You're a threat to the people. So you're going to have to go. Going to have to go to that camp until all this terrorist things pass through, because we can't trust you. We're afraid you'll turn on us. And we can't have that. And we need all your weapons. We need the food. We need the water in order to survive. We've got to take care of us. And you're a danger. So are we on the list? I think we are. The sad truth is I think we're on the list. I think we're all at different levels. I think we have certain like little stars next to them, like when we used to do in school, they put a little star next to if you do some little gold star, a little red star, or whatever. So I wonder how many stars we got next to us. Okay, well this one here is getting awful boisterous about, well this one's on a show and I don't like that. These here are living off the grid. I'm not happy with that because they're doing all this guns and all this stuff. Okay, these people here are raising their own food and stuff. Well, they're not really a high risk, but you know what? We'll keep an eye on because we might come and take their food and confiscate it in the name of the people. So we have to think on all this. Yes, I believe we're on the list. What level am I at? I don't know. Who's the number one on the list? Who knows? Who's number two? We don't know where we're at on that list. But if SHTF happens and martial law is declared and they decide to round people up and they get it passed where people, doomsday preppers as they like to call us, has no legal right in a situation like that, they can come in and take everybody's guns and weapons and their food and load everybody up into the area. My cat, sorry, my animals are fighting. And that's what we would do. The animals have set a good example. We would be fighting with one another. We would be fighting brother against brother, sister against sister, parent against parent, just like the Civil War. We would end up fighting with our own people because they consider preppers a threat. So I guess I'm on the list. I don't know how much of a threat I am. I don't know how much you are. But do you think we're on the list? I think we are. So, just a life prepper here. I want all you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.